Well, hello there. My name is CloudyBogdan and welcome to my little time capsule. So, I was digging through some old stuff to see what I would throw out or keep, and I found 2 pages worth of jokes, all the way from 2013 or 2014. Jokes are great. They crack me up, they have great humor. I can't remember from which site I saved the jokes from. It's a joke site with the green aesthetic. It had different categories of jokes, and that's basically all I remember. Yep. Well, I guess let's just begin. When do you kick a midget in the balls? When he is standing next to your girlfriend saying her hair smells nice. It's a good one. What's the difference between your job and a dead prostitute? Your job still sucks. What did the hurricane say to the coconut palm tree? Hold on to your nuts. This is no ordinary blowjob. Nice. How does a woman scare a gynecologist? By becoming a ventriloquist. I don't quite get it. Okay. What's 6 inches long, 2 inches wide, and drives women wild? $100 bill. I mean, it's not funny, but it's, I guess, truthful. What's long and hard and has cum in it? A cucumber. How do you kill a circus clown? Go for the juggler. Ah, here, but also the juggler who juggles balls. Nice. Did you hear about the guy who died of a Viagra overdose? They couldn't close his casket. Who was the world's first carpenter? Eve, because she made Adam's banana stand. Why does Dr. Pepper come in a bottle? Because his wife died. Weak. What do you call a cheap circumcision? A rip-off. You see, look at this paper. This is what I have to deal with. It's all in a straight line, like no pauses, just constant stream of jokes. Why did a snowman smile? Because the snowblower is coming. One day a little boy wrote to Santa Claus, "Please send me a sister." Santa Claus wrote back, "Okay, send me your mother." Ho ho ho! Why is Santa so jolly? Because he knows where all the naughty girls live. Oh no. This one's funny but dark, but still funny. Okay, fuck you. Why doesn't Santa have any kids? He only comes once a year. I remember that one. Girl, hey, what's up? Boy, if I tell you, will you sit on it? How do you get a nun pregnant? Dress her up as an altar boy. Why can't you play Uno with a Mexican? They steal all the green cards. I don't understand the context enough to laugh at it. Why don't orphans play baseball? They don't know where home is. What's the difference between a Catholic priest and a zit? At least a zit waits until you're a teenager before it comes on your face. What does it mean when your boyfriend is in your bed, gasping for breath and calling your name? You didn't hold the pillow down long enough. Boy, want to hear a joke about my dick? Never mind, it's too long. I heard that one before, good. Girl, wanna hear a joke about my pussy? Never mind, you won't get it. I actually read this joke to somebody and I didn't even understand it. How do you tell if a chick is too fat to fuck? When you pull her pants down, her ass is still in them. Yeah, pretty good. Doesn't hit as hard though. What do you call 2 guys fighting over a slut? A tug of war. Oh, these are actually great. What do you call an anorexic bitch with a yeast infection? A quarter pounder with cheese. That's actually funny. That actually makes sense. That's clever. I have never read all these jokes, actually. Never read all the jokes. I just saw random ones and I read them. Why do they call it PMS? Because mad cow disease was already taken. Meh. Okay, sure. How do you stop a dog from humping your leg? Pick him up and suck on his That's just stupid, no. What's slimy, cold, long, and smells like pork? Kermit the Frog's finger. Makes sense. What's a porn star's favorite drink? Up in cider. What's the difference between a bowling ball and a blonde? You can only... My god, this text is like decrepit. You can only fit 3 fingers inside the bowling ball. Yeah. What do priests and McDonald's have in common? Bro, that's a wrong kind of there. They both stick their meat in a 10-year-old buns. Oh god. What do you call a white guy surrounded by 9 black guys? Steve Nash. I don't get it at all. I don't know who Steve Nash is. Why can't Jesus play hockey? He keeps getting nailed to the boards. Yeah, pretty good. How do you circumcise a hillbilly? Kick his sister in the jaw. I get it, I think. What do you call an artist with a brown finger? Picasso. Good. Did you guys hear about the cannibal that made a bunch of businessmen into chili? Oh, okay. I guess he liked seasoned professionals. Pretty good. What's the difference between a hooker and a drug dealer? A hooker can wash her crack and soil it again. Why was the guitar teacher arrested? For fingering A minor. That's a classic. 3 words to ruin a man's ego. Is it in? Yeah, it's super effective. The ink is missing in the sentence. What do mafia and a pussy have in common? One slip of the tongue and you're in deep shit. Nice. A redhead tells her blonde stepsister, I slept with a Brazilian. Blonde replies, oh my god, you're a slut. How many is a Brazilian? Oh, it's like a gazillion. Pretty good joke, pretty good. Why don't black people go on cruises? They already fell for that trick once. I mean, true. Don't let history repeat itself, please. A daughter asked her mother how to spell penis. Her mom said you should have asked me last night. It was at the tip of my tongue. Okay, that's good. What has 2 legs and bleeds? Half a dog. I like how straightforward it is and gruesome it is. What do you call an Afghan virgin? Oh, never been laid on. Get it. I got it. Why does Miss Piggy douche with honey? Because Kermit likes sweet and sour pork. Nice. What is the difference between an illegal immigrant and E.T.? E.T. eventually went home. Yeah. Why can't you hear a psychiatrist using a bathroom? Because the P is silent. Oh, I know that one. Why did God give men penises? So they have at least one way to shut a woman up. What do you call a lesbian dinosaur? A Lycoraptor. Yeah, I guess. What's the difference between being hungry and horny? Where you put the cucumber. What did the elephant say to a naked man? Hey, that's cute, but can you breathe through it? No, you can't. What did one gay sperm say to another? How do we find an egg in all this shit? I mean, that's true. How do they find an egg in all this shit? You can't. Did you hear about the celebrity murderer? He was shooting for the stars. That's nice, pun, that's a good pun. What's the difference between roast beef and pea soup? Anyone can roast beef. Why did Tigger look into the toilet? You know, Tigger from Winnie the Pooh? Because he was looking for poo. If a firefighter's business can go up in smoke and plumber's business can go down the drain, can a hooker get laid off? I don't even know if that joke even made sense. Do you know what the square root of 69 is? Oh, 8 like as in eating, but past tense of eating. 8 something if you had a donkey and I had a chicken, and if your donkey ate my chicken, what will you have? 3 feet of my cock up your ass. What do you call a 13-year-old girl from Kentucky who can run faster than her 6 brothers? A virgin. What kind of bees produce milk? Boobies. Oh yeah, I know that one. Did you hear about the African American girl who was quiet during the movie? She wasn't. What do you call 2 fat people talking? A heavy discussion. How do you start a parade in the ghetto? Roll a 40 down the street. I don't get it. What should you do if your girlfriend starts smoking? Slow down and possibly use a lubricant. What's the worst thing about dating a blonde? If you don't know what hole to put it in, either do they. This joke doesn't even hit. What did the penis say to the vagina? Don't make me come in there. Weak, kind of. Why do women rub their eyes when they get up in the morning? They don't have balls to scratch. I actually remember reading that one. What do you call balls on your chin? A dick in your mouth. Weak. Did you hear about the Mexican racist? He joined the QQQ. Oh, I see. QQQ, like kind of like KKK, but it's a Q, QUE, QQQ. I don't really get that one. What do you call a man who cries while he masturbates? A tearjerker. A tearjerker. Pretty good. Okay. What did the banana say to the vibrator? Why are you shaking? She's going to eat me. Oh. What's the difference between the Florida State football team and a Florida State cheerleader? They both suck for 4 quarters. What's the difference between a rabbi and a priest? A rabbi cuts them off. A priest sucks them off. Oh, that's a hard-hitting joke. Oh yeah, that's good. Why do dwarves laugh when they play soccer? The grass tickles their balls. How do you rape a camel? 1 hump at a time. What do you call a bunch of retarded kids in a pool? A vegetable soup. What does a 75-year-old woman have between her breasts that a 25-year-old doesn't? Her navel. Oh, because they stretch. Pretty good. Yeah, what does a good bar and a good woman have in common? Liquor in the front and poker in the back. What do you call a Spanish chick with no legs? Consuelo. Consuelo. Why does the Easter Bunny hide Easter eggs? He doesn't want anyone knowing he's been fucking chickens. What's the difference between a hairstylist and a nail stylist? One does hand jobs and the other does blowjobs. Pretty good. What is the difference between erotic and kinky? Erotic is using a feather, kinky is using a whole chicken. I guess it's funny. When does a cub become a Boy Scout? When he eats his first brownie. What is the leading cause of death in lesbians? Hairballs. I guess. What did the cannibal do after he dumped his girlfriend? Wiped his ass. I can't really understand that. Did you hear about the butcher who backed into the meat grinder? He got behind in his work. Okay. What do you get when you cross a donkey and an onion? A piece of ass that will bring you tear to your eye. I mean, it's just play on words, but it's not funny. What does a woman and Kentucky Fried Chicken have in common? By the time you're finished with the breast and thighs, all you have is a greasy box to put your bone in. Yeah, well, that's good. Why doesn't Mexico have an Olympic team? Because everybody who can run, jump and swim already in USA. Oh god. Yeah. How do you embarrass an archaeologist? Give him a used tampon and ask him which period it came from. Oh, that's good. What's the difference between a redneck and a poor white trash? A redneck will knock his sister up, poor white trash will marry her. What is the difference between snowmen and snow women? Snowballs. That makes sense. What do you call a bunny with a bent dick? Okay. Fuck's funny. What's the difference between a southern zoo and a northern zoo? Southern zoo has description of the animal on the front of the cage along with a recipe. I don't know. What's 6 inches long and starts with a P? A shit. I have no clue. Why is being in the military like a blowjob? The closer you get to the discharge, the better you feel. Good. What do you call a 90-year-old man who can still masturbate? Miracle Whip. What do hockey players and Surrey girls have in common? They both only change their pants after every third period. What is the difference between oral and anal? Oral sex makes your day, and anal sex makes your whole week. You know, your whole gets weak. I don't know how jokes, if any jokes, even work in other languages. What's the best thing about What's the best thing about an 18-year-old girl in the shower? Slick her hair back, she looks 15. Sure, okay. I don't know if that's even true. What's strong enough for a man but made for a woman? The back of my hand. Oh, like when you finger her, I think? I don't know. What do you call 300 white men chasing a black man? The PGA Tour. I don't know what PGA Tour is, but if I did, I think I would laugh. What is a vagina? The box a penis comes in. Lame. What do you call 2 jalapenos having sex? Fucking hot. How is a woman like a road? Both have manholes. Yeah. How many emo kids does it take to screw in a light bulb? None. They all sit in the dark and cry. Somebody said how many sorority girls does it take to screw in a light bulb? 2. 1 to screw it in and 1 to take a picture. I guess they take pictures a lot. Okay. How do you kill a retard? Give him a knife and say, "Who's special?" What does a gangbanger have in common with a soda machine? They both don't work and always take your money. Why are there only 2 pallbearers at a homeless guy's funeral? There are only 2 handles on a garbage can. How do they say fuck you in Los Angeles? Trust me. I guess it's like you have to live in Los Angeles or know Los Angeles, because I don't get it. What did the toaster say to the slice of bread? I want you inside me. How do you get tickets to the Tampon 100? Pull some strings. Why can't Jesus eat M&Ms? Because he has holes in his hands. But nail holes are tiny, so that kind of works, I guess. He can still eat the M&Ms, but it's still a funny joke. Why are crippled people always picked on? Because they can't stand up for themselves. What's the hardest part about eating a vegetable? Putting her back in a wheelchair when you're done. What would happen if you cut off your left side? You would be alright. Pretty good, classic, yeah. What will it take to get a Beatles reunion? 2 bullets. What is Superman's greatest weakness? A bucking horse. Oh, Christopher Reeves! I only know this because of Eminem's brand new dance. How did Rihanna find out Chris Brown was cheating on her? She found another woman's lipstick on his knuckles. That's gonna fly over my head. What is the recipe for honeymoon salad? Lettuce alone without dressing. What is a crackhead's favorite song? I wanna rock. How many parrots can you fit down a man's pants? Depends on the length of the perch. I mean, for most people, you can probably fit one parrot on the perch. Some people can maybe fit 2 parrots because of how long their dingling is. Yeah. What's worse than getting fingered by Captain Hook? Getting raped by Jack the Ripper. Yeah. How do you get retards out of a tree? Wave to them. Because if they wave, they will fall because they will stop holding onto the branches, I bet? What do you call a gangbanger behind bars? Anything you want. What do you call a Muslim stripper? You seen me fuff. Why did the boy fall off the swing? He didn't have any arms. Why are black men penises bigger than white men? Because as kids, white men had toys to play with. Why are most guidos named Tony? Is it a drink? Named Tony. When they got on the boat to America, they stamped to NY, Tony, on their foreheads. I'm a little confused about what this joke is even about. What is the difference between ooh and ah? About 3 inches. Nice. What's worse than spiders on your piano? Crabs on your organ? Why did the mafia cross the road? Forget about it. What's the difference between you and eggs? Eggs get laid and you don't. Yeah, that's honestly true. What is the flattest surface you can iron your jeans in? A white girl's bottom. What did the blind man say when he passed the fish market? Good morning, ladies. What did the letter O say to Q? Dude, your dick is hanging out. Ah, yeah, it looks like a dick. Yes, I know, yeah. Why are cowgirls bow-legged? Cowboys like to eat with their hats on. What happens when the smog lifts over Los Angeles? UCLA. Oh, I see, okay. It says in capital letters UCLA. So, or UCLA. You can see without the smog. What is the difference between a gynecologist and a gynecologist? Oh, gynecologist and gynecologist. A gynecologist for genes, I think, looks up your family tree. A gynecologist looks up your family bush. What did the Alabama sheriff call the black guy who has been shot 15 times? Worst case of suicide he had ever seen. After a quarrel, a husband said to his wife, "You know, I was a fool when I married you." She replied, "Yes, dear, but I was in love and didn't notice." What's black, white, and red all over and doesn't fit through a revolving door? A nun with a spear through her head. What? Why are pubic hairs so curly? So they don't poke her eyes out. What do you call a gay drive-by? A fruit roll-up. That's good. Clever. What's the difference between a band leader and a gynecologist? A band leader fucks his singers and a gynecologist sucks his fingers. Oh dear God. What? What has a hole, as in WHOL? What has a whole bunch of little balls and screws, old ladies? A bingo machine, I guess. What did the sign on the door of the whorehouse say? Beat it, we're closed. Nice, beat it like, yeah, it's closed. Did you hear about the paparazzo who was found eating unborn children? He was found in the abortion clinic bins looking for the inside scoop. Ugh. Why do men like big tits and tight ass? Because they've got a big mouth and little dicks. Yeah, like we can't suck ourselves even, bro. You know how sad that is? What's long, hard, and full of seaman? A submarine, that's the classic. What's long, hard, and erects itself? A crane. What do you get if you cross a gay midget with a vampire? Cocksucker. Did you hear about the Chinese couple that had a retarded baby? They named him Something Wong. Name the 5 great kings that have brought happiness to the people. Drinking, licking, sucking, fucking, and wanking. Oh, they all end with king. What's the difference between onions and prostitutes? I cry when I cut up onions. Oh dear. What do you get when you mix LSD and birth control? A trip without the kids. Huh. What do you call cheese that isn't yours? Nacho cheese. Yeah, I think we all heard that one. What's the difference between love and herpes? Love doesn't last forever. Damn it. What's the hardest part of a vegetable to eat? The wheelchair. What's black and eats pussy? Cervical cancer. Oh no. Who was the most well-known Jewish cook? Hitler. Oh god. What's the difference between a white owl and a black owl? A white owl says hoot hoot. A black owl says who dat, who dat. What do you call an IT teacher who touches up his student? A PDF file. Huh, so this joke is actually older than I thought. What can turn a fruit into a vegetable? AIDS. Nice. Okay, why do men have 2 heads and women 4 lips? Because men do all the thinking and women do all the talking. Why doesn't Tom Cruise eat bananas? He can't find the zipper. What is the irritating part around a blonde's pussy? The other guys waiting their turn. How do you find a blind man in a nudist colony? It's not hard. Why did the Indians come to America first? Because they had reservations. How did you get a fat chick into the bed? A piece of cake. How do we know if you have an overbite? If you are eating pussy and it tastes like shit. If women with big tits work at Hooters, where do women with only one leg work? IHOP. What do you call a nun in a wheelchair? Virgin Mobile. When is an elf not an elf? When she's sucking your cock, then she's a goblin. How do you make your girlfriend scream while having sex? Call her and tell her. Nice. What do Dale Earnhardt and Pink Floyd have in common? Their last big hit was The Wall. I don't know the other one, but I think there's like a double entendre I'm not seeing, because I don't know who the other guy is. I know Pink Floyd. What is white at the top and black at the bottom? Society. Oh, I see. What do you call a woman who can't make sandwiches? Single. Jesus. What do you get when you cross a rod with Chris Brown? A cheater, woman beater. Have you heard the one about the lesbian that took Viagra? She couldn't get her tongue back in her mouth for a month. Why don't bunnies make noise when they have fucky? Because they have cotton balls. Nice. What's the difference between a girlfriend and wife? 45 pounds. What do you call a virgin on a waterbed? A cherry float. Wow, that's clever. What do you call a bunch of Asians in a pool? Rice Krispies. But why Krispies? What's soft and warm when you go to bed, but hard and stiff when you wake up? Vomit. Lame. What do a nearsighted gynecologist and a puppy have in common? A wet nose. Ew. Oh god, I'm almost done. What do you call a guy from India that has done everything? Binder Dundat. What do you get when you cross a whore with a systems engineer? A fucking know-it-all. What does a homeless woman use for a vibrator? 2 flies in a bottle. What's the job application for Hooters? They just give you a bra and say, here, fill this out. What's the hardest part of rollerblading? telling your parents that you are gay. What do you call lesbian twins? Lick-a-likes. Why don't blind people skydive? It scares the shit out of their dogs. How could the redneck mom tell that her daughter was on her period? She could taste the blood on her son's dick. Oh no. I'm getting tired. Did you hear about the blind gynecologist? He could read lips. What do you see when the Pillsbury Dough boy bends over? Donuts. Why do African Americans only have nightmares? Because a redneck shot the only one with a dream. Oh, I have a dream. Oh, right, Martin Luther King. What's the difference between Jesus and a picture of Jesus? It only takes one nail to hang a picture of Jesus. True. What's the difference between love, true love, and showing off? Spit, swallow, and gargle. What do you call a redneck bursting into flames? A firecracker. What do you call a Chinese midget? Tiny Q. What do you do when your dishwasher stops working? Slap her on the ass and tell her to get back to work. What's the difference between light and hard? You can't go to sleep with the light on. Why doesn't a chicken wear pants? Because his pecker is on his head. Why do they call it the Wonder Bra? When you take it off, you wonder where her tits went. I don't know what Wonder Bra is, that's why I don't get the joke. Why did God create orgasms? So women can moan even when they're happy. What's sicker than having sex with a pregnant woman? Having sex with a pregnant woman and getting a BJ by the baby. Oh, what do you call a teenage girl who doesn't touch herself? A liar. I wouldn't know. What's the best thing about dating homeless chicks? You can drop them off anywhere. Yeah. I mean, they still live in certain places. Did you hear about the cannibal who committed suicide? He got himself into a real stew. What did the lesbian vampire say to the other lesbian vampire? I'll see you next month. Why don't they teach drivers education and sex education on the same day in the Middle East? They don't want to wear out the camel. Oh god. What did Bill Clinton say to Monica Lewinsky? I told you to lick my erection, not wreck my election. What's even better than winning the Special Olympics? Not being a retard. Yes. Why do Jewish men like to watch porno movies backwards? They like the part where the prostitute gives the money back. What do 9 out of 10 people consider to be a good time? Gang rape. Nah. Why do Asian girls have small boobs? Because only A's are acceptable. Nice. What did one tampon say to the other? Nothing. They were both stuck up bitches. What do you call a retard in a tree with a briefcase? Branch manager. How does a Scotsman find a sheep in tall grass? Very satisfying. Oh no. What's 30 feet long and smells like urine? Line dancing at a nursing home. I don't get it. What do you call Iron Man without suit? Stark naked. I think I get it. What do cow pies and cowgirls have in common? I think that's it. I think it just left the rest of the joke out. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Most of these are really freaking hilarious, dark, and yes, offensive, but these are good jokes, okay? They're well made. They made me laugh. You take care. Bye. Oh god, I'm tired after this.